Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Blind OG, and this is Madden 21. Um, I have looked over it for maybe about 5 minutes before I started this video, so I haven't actually played a game yet. A lot of the stuff seems to be pretty much the same as Madden 20, but like I said, I was going to do an accessibility review. I went and looked on YouTube and couldn't find any footage of any type of accessibility. So wanted to make sure to put this out for you guys so that you have a review, not just hearsay about people saying, well, it's not accessible or this is not accessible and things like that. I want you to be able to see exactly what I see when I'm talking about things that either are or not, and the changes and improvements, if there are any, in regards to accessibility. So let's hop into the options, and we'll get into some of these accessibility options. Now, from what I noticed, the main menu is pretty much the same.
Beat the clock.
Yeah, you have these options, and you can go left and right. So you have that, beat the clock,
Exhibition.
and then of course you have exhibition.
Ultimate Team.
You have the ultimate team, which I'm not really sure will be accessible or not. The rumble features seem to be a little bit more prominent. I'm playing this right now on the PlayStation 4, so it's the rumble features seem to be pretty nice
Franchise
for
is selected.
when you try to hit up and there's no other option, it rumbles, or you hold down, it rumbles. Pretty cool. All right,
Face of the franchise. Superstar Co.
so they still have the Superstar KO, which in my opinion, I thought that that would be sort of like the whole backyard thing from what I heard about
The Yard.
the yard, which is more of like a backyard type football game. So I will definitely be doing some videos and seeing how accessible this feature, this new game mode is. So, going back to the beginning of this
Beat the
list,
clock.
as far as accessibility goes, I don't know about Beat the Clock yet. I will definitely do some videos about it after I get into it.
Exhibition.
Exhibition is usually accessible as far as menus and options that you have to choose your teams and all that kind of stuff. At least it was accessible in Madden 20, so I mean, I hope it's still as accessible, if not more.
Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team was not very accessible. There were some things, some screens where the text to speech would read certain things, but then there were also some that it didn't really quite read, didn't quite give enough information. You could you could find goals, and you could do goals, but it wasn't very accessible as far as telling you like telling you about the points that you earned and the cards that you could earn. Now, it would tell you like if you completed a challenge on a certain difficulty, that you completed it with 3 stars, and then you could go about and do more and all that kind of stuff, but it didn't really give information about the cards and the packs and all that kind of stuff.
Franchise is selected.
Franchise in Madden 20 was accessible. I played through a whole franchise season, and that was pretty cool. Um, but there is a lot of depth that goes into franchise, so it's not just playing a season with your favorite team, which for blind users you can do that. At least in Madden 20 you could. I'm not going to say for certain what the accessibility is on all these modes yet until I actually get in here and play them, because I've heard a lot of stuff on Twitter that Madden 21 is not as accessible as Madden 20. So, but in the upcoming weeks, you will definitely see more videos about the accessibility for this title. So, for Madden 20, you could play through franchise. The most things were accessible as far as like text to speech goes. The messages that was not accessible, and a lot of the PR stuff for your team was not very accessible. Upgrading players was accessible depending on what menu you were in. Like you could see player experience and stuff like that, but some of those screens were not accessible to text to speech. All right, so that is the franchise.
Face of the franchise.
And then face of the franchise, I played this a little bit. Um, and I've heard with this you can start out as a high school player, so that's kind of cool. Um, so this is pretty much like the story type story mode. Once again, I'm not gonna say that this is accessible because it wasn't very accessible in Madden 20, and so I wouldn't really expect for it to be more accessible if a lot of the other options are not. So, uh, so that is face of the franchise.
Superstar Co.
And then Superstar KO was moderately accessible in Madden 20. Like it was accessible enough to play. Of course, in all of these modes, the playbook was not accessible, which is what I and many other blind gamers have been pushing for with, in regards to EA, just trying to get a playbook that we can actually use to make better decisions, more crucial decisions during gameplay.
The Yard.
And as I said before, the yard is a brand new mode, and I haven't gotten in there to play it yet.
Settings.
So we're gonna go to settings, and we're gonna check out
Entering
some of the
please screen you
settings.
have 9 options.
All right, so that's interesting. So yeah, text to speech is not in here. All right, that sucks.
Entering main menu screen store. Settings.
All right, we're gonna try that again
Store.
because
Settings.
I know that settings has to be accessible.
Settings pop-up menu you have 9 options. View Superstar X Factors is selected.
All right, so at least this menu has text to speech. That's good.
Manage rosters. View Super. Download live content. Extras.
All right, so you can download a lot more stuff.
Creation Center. Madden Awards.
And this menu was
Share
accessible in
manage
Madden
files.
20,
Settings.
so you could get all this stuff. All right, we're gonna go into settings,
Settings. Assign auto subs. Settings.
and then we go
Entering
into this
settings screen you
settings.
have 8 options. Game options is
So
selected.
you have to go through a couple of different times of hitting the settings, like because there's different menus. So each time you hit the settings, it pops up another menu, gives you more options, and you just have to keep hitting the settings to get to the actual settings, which is the screen that we're at right now. All right, so
Accessibility is
all
selected.
these settings are for like gameplay and all that kind of stuff. So first we're going to go into accessibility,
Entering settings
check out
screen you
if
have
there are
19
any new
options. Menu
options.
narration option is set to on is selected.
All right, so there is menu narration. Now, I'm not sure if the menu narration has been improved because a lot of this stuff was in Madden 20 already, so it just seems pretty much the same to me. I'll have to play through more of the game modes to see if some of those screens that were not accessible in Madden 20 are accessible in Madden 21.
VoIP window option is set to off.
So a lot of this stuff
Subtitles option is set to off.
is
Enlarge on-field graphics option is set to off.
the same stuff
Controller vibration
that was in
option is set
Madden
to assist.
Madden 20.
Controller vibration option is set to off. Controller vibration option is set to assist.
So assist is the accessibility option for kicking and stuff like that. I suggest people who are blind to definitely take advantage of that.
Color blindness option is set to
That
normal vision.
also is for running and pass plays too. It's the controller vibration. All right.
Color blindness option is set to normal vision. Brightness option is set to default. Contrast option is set to default. VoIP to text menu fade option is set to 100%. VoIP to text menu
Like
location
I said,
option is
some
set
of
to
these
bottom left.
options are not really, you don't really have to really pay attention to
Quick
them,
chat option is
but
set to off.
they're in here
Master
just in
volume set to
case.
100. Audio mix
And then we
option is
have
set to
all of the
broadcast.
audio
In-game
stuff.
commentary set to 100. Stadium speaker set to
Now,
100.
these are some of the audio stuff that I know that tons of people um, change, the sliders in order to customize the gameplay. Some people don't like the commentary so much, and they like to hear the actual stadium commentator, in-game commentators. So when you're playing broadcast, you have commentators as if you're listening to the radio, and then you can also turn up the commentators as if you were in the stadium at the game. You would hear, you'd hear sort of like sometimes play-by-play and yard progression and things like that. I did notice when I first when I first turned the game on that some of the pop-ups are still not reading. So that's another thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the game when there are pop-ups if they are not reading. So,
Crowd volume set to 100. On the field set. Music set to
all right,
0.
so
Menu SFX set to 100.
these are still audio. Okay, so that's pretty much it
Entering
for
settings screen, you have 8
accessibility.
options. Accessibility. Penalties is selected. Player skill is selected. CPU skill is selected.
And then all this stuff was
Visual
accessible
feedback is selected.
in Madden 20.
Volume control is selected. Game controls is selected.
So all that stuff was still in
Game
there. Now we're going to
options is
go
selected.
into game options.
Entering game options screen, you have 21 options. Favorite team option is set to Rams is select. Offensive playbook option is set to team specific.
Now it would be nice to be able
Defensive
to,
playbook option is set to team specific.
have this stuff
Even
read,
teams
but
option is set to off.
there is no,
NFL live playbooks option is set to off.
there's not, I've not seen anything as far as accessibility goes for text to speech in certain areas. It's just pretty much menu narration.
Skill level option is set to rookie. Game style option is set to arcade. Quarter length option is set to 6 minutes.
All right, so all this
Play
stuff
clock
is just the
option is set to
regular,
on.
just the regular
Accelerated
stuff
clock option is set to on.
that is on by default.
Minimum
I
play clock
haven't
time option
changed
is set to 20 seconds.
any of this
Coin
stuff.
toss first choice. Coin toss second choice option is set to with wind. Coin toss first choice option is set to receive.
Yeah, I don't.
Coin toss first choice option is set to kick.
Yeah, definitely won't kick. I don't want to receive.
Coin toss second choice option is set to with wind.
Yep.
Auto flip defensive play call option is set to on.
Auto flip defensive play calling.
Defensive ball hawk option is set to on. Defensive heat seeker assist option is set to on. Defensive switch assist option is set to on. Coach mode option is set to off. Injuries set to 10. Fatigue set to 50. Player speed parity scale set to 50.
And then of course I'll come back in here and change this stuff up when I get
Entering
ready to
setting.
actual play.
Accessibility is selected. Game options is selected. Penalties is selected.
So the rest of this stuff
Entering
was
penalty
accessible
screen,
in
you have
Madden 20.
14. False. Offensive holding set to 50.
Yeah, so all
Entering.
these
Player skill is
seem to be.
selected. And pass block. WR catching set.
So
Entering set. CPU skill is selected.
uh all of the
Entering CPU
menus and
skills.
settings
Entering settings screen, you
seem
have 8
to be
options.
accessible with
CPU
text
skill
to
is
speech.
selected.
So
Settings.
that's something at least.
Assign auto subs. E account. Entering main menu screen settings. Store.
All right, so the settings is right under the store for anyone that was wondering.
Settings. Store.
All right, so
The Yard. Superstar Co. Face of the
let's
franchise. Franchise is selected.
let's
Ultimate
start
Team.
an exhibition
Exhibition.
and see
Exhibition
what we
pop-up
find.
menu. You have 5 options. Play now is selected. Online head-to-head. Pro Bowl. Skills trainer.
Check out
Practice.
some of these other things.
Play now.
So yeah, so all this stuff was accessible in 20.
Entering. Team select screen. The Los Angeles Rams, the home team, are selected. Ready. View Superstar X Factors. Skill level option is set to rookie.
So we're
Play
gonna
call
keep it on
option is set
default.
to enhanced.
Now play call option is set to enhanced. I don't really
Advanced
know
settings
what
submenu.
that is, but that might
Play
have
call
been.
play call option is set to slim. Play call
Oh,
option is set to enhanced.
I had it on slim in Madden 20.
Play call option is set to slim. Play call option is set to enhanced.
I'm not really sure if I should change it. I think
Play
I'm just
call
gonna leave it.
option is set to slim.
Leave it as what I'm used to, which is slim.
Advanced settings submenu.
Advanced settings. What
Entering
is
advanced
this?
settings screen. Offensive playbook option is set to Lars McVay. Defensive playbook option is set to Lars McVay. NFL live playbooks option is set to off. First choice coin toss option is set to kick.
All right, so these are
Second choice
some of the
offensive
same
playbook
stuff.
option is set to Lars
All
McVay.
right, so we'll leave that alone.
Las Vegas Raiders selected. Los Angeles Rams selected.
It's so funny to hear the Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders selected. Los Angeles Rams
All right.
selected. Advanced settings submenu.
All right, so we'll get on in here and start up the game.
Entering main menu screen exhibition. Exhibition pop-up menu. You have 5 options. Play now is selected. Entering
Popped
team
out of
select
there.
screen. The Los Angeles Rams, the home team, are selected. No side. Away team selection. Seattle Seahawks. New Orleans Saints. Baltimore Ravens selected. Los Angeles Rams select. Las Vegas Raiders selected.
We're gonna choose the Las Vegas Raiders, just because
No side is home team select. Ready.
just because they just moved.
Entering game settings screen. You have 9 options. Game style option is set to arcade is selected.
All right, so this was accessible in 20.
Event type option is set to exhibition.
Getting all of
Even
these.
teams option is set to off. Quarter length option is set to 6 minutes.
We're gonna change that from 6 minutes
Quarter length option is set to 2 minutes.
to 2 minutes. So this will be a real quick game
Event type option is set to exhibition.
because I just want to see
Game style option is set to arcade.
some of the stuff. All right. So we'll start this thing up. So as of right now, it doesn't really seem like there's anything that has changed for positive or negative. A lot of those menus had text-to-speech in Madden 20, so
today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, this is the NFL on EA Sports.
So for right now, the changes that you get are the different team changes. You
We'll
get
see Jared Goff
the
and
different,
the Los Angeles Rams taking on Derek
players
Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders.
that have
EA Sports coverage of the
teams.
National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good
you
matchup
get
on tap
more
between the
of
Las
the
Vegas
commentary
Raiders
banter
and the Los
banter
Angeles
since it's a new game.
Rams.
I'm still not sure if that's enough for me to have like wanted to buy this game if for any other reason than to do this review, so that you guys have enough information to know, what's going on with accessibility.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium.
So the vibration
now on the return.
for the kick seems to be
they're going to start this
around
drive
the
in pretty
same.
good shape as they get it up past the 30. First possession coming for the Raiders, and at quarterback their
The only
longtime
problem
starter
I've had
is
with the
seventh
vibration
season,
on the PlayStation
Derek
4
Carr.
was
Sometimes
that
I wonder if we're
it
just
is
not looking at Derek
a
Carr
little
and
bit
evaluating him the correct
lighter
way, because this
than
guy's been
on
incredibly
Xbox,
reliable. Only
but
2
it's
missed
just something,
starts in
you got to
6
get
seasons
used
with the
to, so
Raiders.
it's not
His
right
completion
like it's,
percentage top 70%
any
last
real
year.
problem,
The only one higher,
just
Drew
something you
Brees
got to
in New
get used
Orleans.
to.
The problem, though, it hasn't translated into wins. They move the ball up and down the field, but they don't score enough touchdowns.
So
Derek
yeah,
Carr
the
hoping to
playbook,
remedy
of
that
course,
in
as I was
2020.
expecting, it's not being read by text-to-speech,
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
which was one of the biggest things I was hoping that they would change.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to
When
sack the
choosing and
quarterback,
switching through
they
the
also have to have
playbooks,
interest in the running game as well.
the
They did
noise
a nice job there of holding the point of
seems
attack
to be
and not
a
giving
whole
ground.
lot slighter.
They wind up losing a
So
couple there.
I
So
might
they
have to go
behind the
into the
original line of
options and
scrimmage,
turn
and now
down a
third
lot
and
of this
11
other
coming
volume
up.
If you're
in
a
order
selfish
to be
player
able to
and
tell
you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion.
when I'm navigating
Maybe not so
through
cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah,
plays.
you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and
Yeah,
finish
it's
it off.
really
Little
slight,
trouble thus
like you
far
can
on their
barely
opening
hear
drive
it.
as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Carr. It's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
Derek Carr sacked.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Here comes Webster. He takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over.
All right, so there are some of the same
The
music
Rams ready to take
from
over
20.
on offense,
That's
and they will do
interesting.
so behind the first overall pick in the 2016 draft. Now he's in season number 5 out of Cal. It's Jared Goff.
Well, it's not unusual for a team to have a little bit of a letdown after appearing in the Super Bowl. And the Rams had that Super Bowl letdown after their loss in Super Bowl 53 to New England. But it might surprise people that quarterback Jared Goff still finished 3rd in the NFL in passing yards at better than 4,600. They just want to see him cut down on the number of interceptions he threw last year, and they think the Rams can elevate their offense yet again.
It was Maurice Hurst who got him down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
All right, so the vibration for running and passing is a bit different. Like, it's actually seems to me to be a little bit better because I knew immediately the type of play that was.
After one on EA Sports.
So that was really cool. In Madden 20, it rumbles a lot. So rumble is supposed to be long for throwing pass and short for running. But in this one, it's actually really, really slight. So that's one thing that's really good.
On 2nd down, it's Brown. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So in a little bit, I will start actually throwing the ball just to see what the game mechanic for throwing is.
On first down, it's gone.
There we go.
Running over the receiver, it's Robert Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
All right, so the passing
and the Rams have a
seems
first down.
to be, as far as the vibration and the rumble feature, seems to be pretty good. It's not too bad.
If I told you he led the team in targets for the last 2 years and had 139 last year, would you be surprised? Probably. But now with Brandon Cooks gone from the roster, they'll look in his direction maybe even more, and I just love the intensity that he plays the game with.
Now Goff on first down. Open is Reynolds. He's got it. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
So it seems to be a bit more clean as far as when you're throwing.
And that touchdown gives them a
feeling
touchdown
that the controller gets as far as rumble when you're throwing to your left or to your right receiver.
Special teams defense scrambling.
So I think it feels a little bit better. All right, so let's see about kicking field goals.
Extra point attempt to follow here.
Wonder if it's probably the same. Yeah. Actually, it seems to be a little bit better.
It's up, it's good, and the Rams take
So
a 7-0
when you're
lead.
kicking field
So they
goals,
only needed 3 plays on that drive.
as the meter
And the
rises,
result for the Rams,
there's a part
touchdown.
where you have to hurry up and hit the button as soon as you feel the vibration. And in Madden 20 on the PlayStation 4, it was really slight. And in this title, it is a lot more pronounced. So I like that. That's good.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here comes Richard on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Raiders take over first and 10.
All right, so
Second drive of the game coming up for
So,
this Las Vegas
that
offense.
part right there was
Inside of a
really
minute
sweet.
left in the
So
half.
in
Does
Madden
the fact that
20,
you're down on the scoreboard
the
influence what you
in-game
do, or, I
commentator
guess, don't do on
where
this final
for
drive?
the stadium
certainly does, but
was
what
really
influences me even
slight.
more
Like you'd have
is who
to
I've
turn
got
down
running my
the
football
regular
team out on the
commentators
field.
in order
And
to
the
really be able to
weapons
hear
around
it.
him.
But
Can he
now
make a
they
play?
have it
Can
so
he
that
get
it
into
ducks.
someone that we're going to trust to
So
take
if
care
the
of the ball?
commentators are
If
talking,
that's the
it
case,
ducks
I might
out.
push it a little bit
And
here
I really,
and try
really
and get
like
something
that.
before
That's
the half
awesome.
runs out.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Here's Carr. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. And now it's second down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again. Carr. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Working from the gun, it's Carr. They'll find his running back. It's Jalen Richard. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use
So I
the
definitely
second
like
of
the
their
crowd
timeouts
reaction when there's
as
a big
they
hit.
stop it here
That's
with
really
just under
cool.
40 ticks to go in this first half. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. That was a safety Taylor Rapp right there on the coverage.
It leads to second and 10.
So far, I really like for
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit.
for the
From
sound
right
effects
hash,
to
it's
be a little bit more
46-yard
prominent.
attempt. And this
But
will split the uprights. It's right down the middle.
It's
And that
something
will
that,
do it for this first
can
half.
be, you know, I can get
So we
used to
reach intermission here in a low-scoring
you
game.
know, the little sound
7-3 is
effects
our
for
score.
when
As we are off
plays
to
and stuff like
Orlando
that.
now to check in with
It's not
Jonathan
too bad.
Coachman at our EA Sports
Would be nice to have
halftime
that
report.
changed.
Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. That'll
All right,
be
so
taken
I'm gonna
about
run
a yard
this.
deep.
See if I can.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had
So,
simply gone down to a
There
knee at
is
the
supposed to be a
25.
new mechanic for running, and I'm not
LA
really
set
sure
to take over
how the
again
mechanic
on
works,
offense.
honestly.
They have the lead now. They'll be
So
looking for
I'll
some
have to
separation here
update you guys in
as we begin
upcoming
the third
weeks as
quarter.
I find
the way
out
you
more
term
about
that,
the different
because
mechanics
now
that
I
have
think they
been
go a little bit deeper
implemented
into their
into
playbook. They
Madden
like what they
21.
did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. That's Corey Littleton who made the tackle. Of course, he used to be with these LA Rams.
Well, that's just a pile
Oh,
of
yeah.
bodies there, and that's
Corey
where you kind of
Littleton.
find out who's a tough guy, right?
I can't
Who
believe
can
they
stand
traded
up
him.
and make a play. It was only a 3-yard
Crazy.
run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as
Now,
he's brought down.
In Madden
3
20,
yards on the
when
pickup, that's
you
gonna set
were
up an
running
interesting
and
third and
using
about 4
that
to
mechanic,
go.
you could
Some of
sort
the
of
most
feel
unselfish
when
players on
someone
any
was going to
football
start
team,
to tackle you, and if
defensive
you were
tackles,
fast
because
enough,
we
you
ask
could
them
hit
to
the
just
stick
eat up
and break the
blocks,
tackle.
allow other
In
people
this
to make
one,
tackles.
it doesn't seem
And
as
when he can make
prominent
a
as
play
far as
himself,
the
as we
vibration
just saw
feedback
there,
and rumble.
that's a big day.
So that might
And
be
the Raiders
something
call on
that
a nickel set for
I just
third
have to get
down.
used to, or either that, or it's just not as prominent.
A shotgun snap for gone. Incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
All right, so just like the field goals, the punt is pretty much the same as far as the meter goes.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end
So
zone
there's
for a
no
touchback.
change, no difference in that.
Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. They'll find Williams on the slant. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
3-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
And then I'll also go into some of the in-game menu options for the
now
pause
for Carr.
menu
Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams.
and see
He's
if
going to
any of
get
that
this
stuff
down to the 35-yard
different.
line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Operating from the gun. Carr. His throw incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll look to throw. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. And that is caught. It's Ruggs. Touchdown Vegas. Henry Ruggs. 27 yards. And the Raiders have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never say never situation, But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
So Goff and the Rams down 10-7, a little over a minute and a half remaining. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Gone. Knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it here 100 times, nothing good is going to happen. If you throw it in the
All right, so like I'm saying, like the passing and the throwing
there, a first
seems
down.
really nice.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one.
Yeah, I'm going to use the timeout.
Entering screen resume.
All right, actually, while we're in here, let's just start seeing about what we got in here.
Call timeout. Super sim. Quit/restart. Depth chart. Challenge play. Medical center. Settings.
So
Control or select.
all this stuff is pretty much the same.
Accessibility.
It's actually exactly the same as Madden 20.
Medical center.
So there's no change
Challenge
in the
play.
accessibility improvements
Offensive audibles.
in here,
Depth chart.
and all this stuff was all this stuff was accessible in Madden 20. We'll go in here and see if any of this
Entering
stuff is.
depth chart screen. 1 row 57 columns left. Slot 2. Slot 1. Player name J. Goff.
All right, so yeah, it's
Position QB.
pretty much the
Player
same.
name J. Goff. Entering coaching screen. Depth chart.
Right here.
Entering coaching screen. Challenge play. Depth chart. Quit/restart. Super sim. Call timeout.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts.
I do notice
as they get
that
the stoppage with a little over
there
50
is a
seconds
good
left to
sound
go in the
cue for
game.
when you do choose things in the menu. That's a little bit more prominent as far as the sound volume, so that's really good. I wish that they would have that same sound volume in
Entering screen. Resume.
when you're picking a play. That would be really nice. Like that
Call timeout.
that click.
Resume.
That click right there would be nice to be able to hear when you're actually in the playbook picking a play. All right.
They'll run on first down. Brown. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
10 yards.
Call timeout.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 34
because being
seconds to
able
go in the game.
to call, like, know what you're calling, like pass plays and stuff, is really crucial when you're trying to get down the field. You know what I mean? Like it's really tough. And for Madden 20, I had a lot of that stuff kind of like down because I played it so much, and I kind of knew beforehand like where the run plays and pass plays were and stuff like that. But I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to do that anymore, and I'd be able to read.
And call timeout.
Still second down.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. He'll look to throw. This is caught. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
But I have to say, like, the passing, I really like the vibration for the passing. Like, I like it. It's really
because
good.
that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Makes it 14-10. So
And the kick mechanic, I really like that too.
And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles.
I haven't really seen any of the pop-ups as far as penalties and stuff goes, but it wasn't really accessible in Madden 20, so you know it's not really expecting much from that. So honestly, I don't really see any improvements.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send
as
this
far
one
as
away.
accessibility goes. Gameplay mechanics.
Here comes Richard on the return.
There, it seems a lot better when you're throwing.
To start this drive in pretty good shape. Past the 30.
To know whether you're throwing and whether you're passing as soon as you hike the ball. That seems slightly better.
Trailing by 4, 23 seconds to go.
And even in a game like that, slightly better is better. You know what I mean? Like it is not as you know, some of the stuff might not be as good as we would have hoped, but I mean, you know, hopefully, I mean, you know, maybe they'll come out with an update or something like that.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. A long ways to go here on 2nd down. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Carr's pass intercepted. The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
At the end of the game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
Oh, they took a timeout. Yeah, so like I can hear the interaction when I go up and down, but left to right as far as turning pages, it's not as noticeable. Like there's no real prominent sound cue there, so that's definitely something that needs to be fixed, and it would be easy to put that in an update.
The Rams go victory formation as they take the knee. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
Post-game report, player stats. Score summary. Team stats. Restart game. Finish game.
All right, so yeah, so there's some things that I think have been improved slightly, and there's other things that have no improvement at all. So I mean, what it really comes down to is how much of a fan of football you are, and if you're okay with buying Madden 21, knowing that there's not really much improvements as far as accessibility. What you're really getting is you're just getting new rosters. Like honestly, that's about it. Like you're just getting new rosters. Um because even the stuff that has been slightly improved is not really enough for me to have said I would have bought this game. Like I bought this game to do a review, to give information for, my blind subscribers so they'll know what they're in for if they choose to buy the game. But if I wasn't doing a review on this game, then I most likely might not have bought it because I didn't hear anything about accessibility as I had heard from Madden 19, Madden 20, like all that kind of stuff. So, so yeah, like it seems like they put in stuff every other year, right? So, in Madden 18, well, 17 you had a little bit more haptic. 18 it was a whole lot better as far as haptic feedback goes. Um 19 was a terrible Madden year, like it was horrible. 20 we got the accessibility for text to speech, so that was a huge progression. And then 21 hasn't really been anything. I mean, everything is still in here, so technically it's still accessible, but there are no groundbreaking accessibility features or anything like that. So so yeah. Uh, but I hope that this video has given, people more information
Entering
on
main menu
the
screen, beat the
game,
clock.
so that you have, as much information as possible before you go out and buy a game, instead of just hearing hearsay, or this is what, this person said, blah blah blah. I wanted people to be able to see what this game was like, and even see for myself um, the accessibility and stuff like that. So thanks for chilling. I'm Blind OG, and you'll definitely be getting more videos, more Madden 21 videos in the upcoming weeks, where I'll be doing accessibility videos on the different game modes, new game modes. That'll be the yard, and see what Mutt has to, or Madden Ultimate Team, see what that has to offer, if there are accessibility positives, negatives. Franchise, I'll be doing a Madden 21 franchise just like I did with Madden 20. Be playing through a whole season of Madden, seeing what we can come up with as far as accessibility needs and wants. And so I hope that this video was informative, and I hope you guys like it. So leave your questions or comments uh, in the comment section, and I will definitely answer those to the best of my ability. If you have any more questions about Madden 21, or if there's other things that you want to see inside Madden 21, from Madden 21, um, just let me know so that I can, I can find those game modes and make videos on it from, the accessibility point of view. If you have any questions, just let me know. So thanks for chilling and hanging out. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.